Before we get into this video, I didn't want to make this a greedy game review because it's not exactly worthy of that series. Plus, I'm currently not in the environment to make those kinds of videos right now. Just figured I'd let you guys know beforehand. There's always been weird discoveries in video games, from the 90s to even now. Ever since consoles could allow you to go forwards and backwards instead of left and right, unused content in games has been more prevalent. Even today, we're all finding weird stuff buried in our favorite games' codes or files. Some of that stuff can be interesting, or on some rare occasions, flat out unsettling. Though, while most of this list is regarding unused content, I will go over things that have actually been found in core games, no file digging at all. These are my top 5 unsettling findings in video games, or at least in my personal opinion. Number 5. Dead Ryan from Race with Ryan. Race with Ryan is a very forgotten game. This game came out a month or so before quarantine hit us, and naturally when that struck, everyone made fun of it. Developed by Outright Games and released in November 2019, this game tried cloning Mario Kart and miserably failed. I mean, it's literally just a clone of Mario Kart 8 pushed by a kid's YouTuber to be about him racing with his make-believe friends. If you don't like the violence that Mario Kart induces, get your kid Race with Ryan. They'll probably hate you for it, but hey, you're parenting. Though, this game entails a dark secret behind it. If you dive into the files of the Steam version, you'll find Ryan's models, and you may notice none of them have facial expressions. That's because this game has separate textures for the expressions. Looking in there, you'll see normal-looking expressions. Happy, sad, smiling, the works. Though, there is one that I believe got removed in future revisions of the game, and it went unused. And it's kinda disturbing. This is the unused expression. It's Ryan, but with stitches on his mouth, big fat X's for his eyes, and blood running down them. This looks similar to something you'd see in a .exe game, but seriously, what the heck is this? Well, people on the internet dubbed it Dead Ryan, and what a name for an expression that was supposed to be plastered onto an 8-year-old's persona in a video game. There's nothing you could tell me that can say otherwise that the developers aren't complete psychopaths huffing whatever kind of drug riddles their game company's building, if there is one. I saw a video of someone who modified the game's code to allow the expression to show up in-game, and holy crap, that ain't right, dude. I read a comment based on the best video I know to research this topic, that being a creepy but true gaming video by Husky's Ghost, and they have a great point on what the face could mean. The stitches being on his face could be like a doll. I mean, his parents are arrogantly using him for money, so it does make sense. Either way, even though I've never played this game myself due to it being extremely bad, this is absolutely messed up. Number 4. Ravenholm's Burnt Corpse, Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 is seriously one of my favorite games of all time, and I mean that with everything in me. It's such an iconic game with a lot of iconic moments, with the pick up that can meme, G-Man's iconic opening speech, finding a burnt corpse in Ravenholm whose model has the face of an actual corpse on it. Wait, what? Yeah, sounds super out of nowhere, but it's true. The model designers actually used a real-life corpse on a model in Half-Life 2. This was only discovered in recent years, as I imagine that people back in 2004 didn't think much of this specific corpse in the game. I mean, there's corpses everywhere, some that move. But this one in particular, this feels like a fate worse than a fast death. Like, what happened? Who's the person who died like this? According to Reddit, there was a massive gore leak of faces of dead bodies, and someone pinpointed a connection with one of them to Half-Life 2. Others didn't think much of it, as we would imagine that the picture was edited to fit onto the model, but later it was fully narrowed down. How did the model designers find this? Did no one bat an eye? I'd suppose not, considering Half-Life 2 was meant to be way darker until someone leaked the beta from Valve's servers in 2002. I guess they just looked at it and said, "Ooh, that's scary, put it into the game!" Number 3. The Screams and Statues, Splatoon 1. Splatoon 1's Octo Canyon has a feeling of darkness and dread in my personal opinion. That may be a very hot take, considering there's a lot of stuff in the Splatoon lore that could be considered super dark. Plus, you're always moving in the game, splatting stuff and listening to some hit songs in the game as you go. So, how exactly is there a sense of dread in this game specifically? Well, before and after boss battles, you can overhear screaming in the rooms. What is it exactly? Octarians? Octolings becoming sanitized or something? Was sanitizing even a thing in the first game? I ain't so sure. An extra note is when a Splatfest occurs, there are statues in the museum map, I don't really want to try pronouncing that name, that you can overhear laughter emitting from them. Why it happens in Splatfest specifically? I think it could just be the souls of previous Squiddos. This place does feel a little suspicious, especially with the bad smells of Charger players on this map and Splatoon 3 run this map for me. Number 2. Better to Sleep, The Walking Dead Season 2. Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 2 emotionally destroyed me, similar to how the first season did. Would you believe me if I told you that the game was supposed to be even darker than it already is? Some stuff was confirmed, while some other stuff was just rumors I heard. Some minor things are the fact that Kenny was supposed to fight Luke and not Jane, or the fact that Kenny was supposed to be Carver. Troy, the guard who got bodied by Jane, was apparently supposed to be worse than the game allowed him to be, by doing some of the Clementine that I cannot talk about on YouTube before I get age restricted. However, I'll mainly talk about Better to Sleep, the original final episode to Season 2, built around the uncertainty of a new frontier becoming a thing or not in Telltale's studio. The cut ending was supposed to be where Clem was in a blizzard, much like in the retail release. However, she was alone with AJ. She was weak and barely able to keep going. The game would leave you with a decision to either have Clem leave AJ in the snow to die because he is weighing her down, or keep him with her, causing her to fall over and die. Again, this was made not knowing if they wanted a Season 3 or not, but Jesus, the balls on these guys! How stone cold do you have to be to do something that heinous to a child alongside a baby? This shows that the original writers had no remorse on killing all the characters in a spine-chilling way. Huh. Get it? Chilling? I'm gonna be dead someday. Number 1. L in Depressed Luigi from Luigi's Mansion GameCube. Luigi's Mansion has a lot of cut content from the original GameCube release of the game, mainly stuff we'd seen from Space World 2000 and E3 2001 that was absent in the retail release. However, I believe one enemy in the game went completely unused, and its name is L. It has 0 textures, gee, it's as if this enemy was cut from the final game or something, and it has goopy limbs. Some of its animations are related to fire and ice, meaning that Luigi would have potentially had to have fought this thing with his fire and ice upgrades for the Poltergust. Most of the cut stuff we've seen by now, but there's something in particular that always terrified me as a kid. What is it? Well, it's subtitled Depressed Luigi, and you would have gotten this game over screen if you ran out of time because the beta version had a timer on it. I also overheard that the game originally was supposed to have different endings. I believe this screen was something you would have seen in the worst ending of the game. Either way, as a die-hard Luigi fan, and someone who sees himself as Luigi personality-wise, this terrified me as a child seeing this on YouTube for the first time. Well, that's it. Those are my top 5 most unsettling moments, or unsettling discoveries found in video games. I didn't really put any creepypastas in there. I imagined that you guys probably really wanted me to do that. But, I mean, they're creepypastas. None of them really happened. I really wanted to put Mario 64 in there, but was Ellis Real really that scary to put into a video like this? I'm mainly focusing on stuff that actually didn't or did appear in games. Wait, what? I was focusing on the stuff that did actually happen in games. I mean, yeah, Luigi was, in fact, inside of Mario 64, but, I mean, was that really scary? Like, I really wanted to focus on some more unsettling stuff, you know, hence the freaking title of the video. Thank you guys very much for watching this new video of mine. I really just wanted to do something long to break the silence. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And I'll see you guys later. Gageyboii, over and out.